All right, September 30th workout breakdown, leg day. There's really only one reason why I wanted to make a video about this. Not that I can really go into a ton of detail on it on the video, but to let you guys know that it is coming. So again, like I kind of had mentioned this. I don't know if I mentioned it in a video, but I definitely mentioned it in classes. Is that I'm trying to find ways to incorporate the sleds into the workouts. Again, it's not the easiest thing logistically to do, given our setting in terms of like the number of people we have in class and stuff. But I think this will work really, really well. And I just wanted to touch on it. So this will be the second week in a row. You guys have the opportunity to have kind of a full autonomy lifting day for leg day, which is fantastic. I think that's, I would do this all the time if I could, but I know people like variation and they like changes. And so I try to incorporate that into these full autonomy days. But you guys obviously have the opportunity to do the front squats, the thrusters, the deadlifts, reverse lunges, whichever ones you want to prioritize, whichever ones maybe you've been working on, something you care more about than the other. Maybe your posterior chain is something you're trying to really pay attention to and prioritize. So you do the deadlifts first kind of thing. Maybe it's your quads, glutes, maybe you want to prioritize the front squats. It's just something that you've wanted to get stronger at. Again, the Urban Legend is coming up. Front squats are a big part of that, of course. If you're just looking for the isometric side, the reverse lunges, really hammer your glutes, then, you can go that route. But either way, like giving you guys the opportunity to make that decision based off of what it is you are trying to achieve, which in order for these workouts to work the way I want them to, then you guys have to have that power and that ability to make those choices. If I tell everybody to do front squats and everybody to do deadlifts, like as fantastic as those two lifts are, some people might need to work on something else if they want to take that step forward. So I can't box everybody in if I want you guys to progress the way I want you to progress or have the opportunity to progress, in group fitness, right? So you guys get that choice just like the prior week. The sled push is in there. I think this is how it's going to work. I think it's going to work really, really well, and I'm kind of excited for this. This is on a Tuesday, I think. I believe it's on a Tuesday. Yeah, it's on a Tuesday, so I should be there in the morning. But how it's going to work is we're just gonna have the rowers up. Both sleds will be out, and you're gonna have. I believe I'm gonna set the clock to 4-minute increments for the entire class. And people can just kind of rotate in and out of it every 4 minutes. So, if I'm with, next to somebody, or maybe, 2 people can sled push at the same time, right? There's 2 sleds. So, if there's 4 of us that want to start with the sled push, 2 of us will get to start with it. We'll have 4 minutes and the clock will be going. I can work on maybe front squats or thrusters or something. And then, when my 4 minutes is up, the clock will go off. I can rotate into the sled push. I'll get my 4 minutes to do it. And maybe nobody wants a sled push. So maybe you can do 2 4-minute increments in a row if you want to like work on the technical side, or, you just want to work on it in terms of working out. It's fantastic for working out. It's your entire lower body, right? The whole kinetic chain. You're going to feel everything. So it kind of kills a couple birds with one stone there. And it is one of those ones where you just need repetition in order to get better at it, right? And I'm going to tell you ahead of time, you haven't had the opportunity to sled push yet. If you do choose to do this, which I really, I'd like you to do, I'd love to promote you guys to actually try this, get out of your comfort zone. Don't get frustrated at first. Like it's really weird. Like the technical side, learning how to leverage your weight is, it's a leverage game. That's what this pushing is. So it does take repetition and time. It's not like the first time you do it, you can't move it, you're just not strong enough. Like that's not true. Just like anything else, you have to become fluent with it. You have to teach your body how to do it. And again, neuromuscular will kick in eventually and you become more efficient as you do it more and more. So you can see a couple notes here, like the 335 and the 445 pounds, the gold standard weights. The sled weighs 87 pounds. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put the whiteboard there for you guys and kind of show you the different types of weights that, equal what. So you can just kind of slide them on and off based off of your ability or what you're trying to achieve. But what I will tell you is that, if you come on the 30th and you haven't sled pushed before, I would use, one, maybe you get 2 chances of 4-minute blocks throughout the whole class, depending on how many people are participating. You're just working on the technical side. Like it is a workout no matter what. So you just working on the technicalities, getting in the right position, which I'll be there to teach you if you haven't learned already. And just, again, working on becoming more efficient with it is good enough for the first day. If you're somebody that has done it in the past, maybe has some experience with it, maybe picks it up really, really quick, which, there's plenty of people out there that pick these things up really fast, just really in tune with their body. Then the 4 lengths in 4 minutes at the appropriate weight is a great goal. So it's a wonderful, you're going to go down and back. It'll be marked for you guys. And you guys will try to go 4 full lengths in those 4 minutes. And ultimately, what you want to eventually do is become conditioned and strong enough to do it at, as close to the gold standard weights as possible. Just like everything else with the gold standard weights, you want to eventually get strong enough to not only use those weights, but then ultimately use those weights and be conditioned enough with those to do it under a time cap. So that's what that is. So again, I would push everybody to do this. Just like anything else, you shouldn't be afraid to try new movements, especially if something as primal as a push. And like, again, when I say primal, pushing and pulling, hinging and squatting, lunging, those are all primal movements, meaning like those are things that your body was literally meant to do. So this is one of those ones I would strongly urge people to get behind and try a couple 4-minute caps if they can. You'll also see the biking Metcon and the brickwork. Just to be clear, and I'll repeat this if you come to class that day, I would only do one of these. Like, I would not do both of them. I mean, you obviously can, but it would make way more sense to put more energy into simply one of them. They're going to feel very similar in terms of the lactic and the quad buildup, but one or the other. I don't think there's much of a reason to do both of them. And I would strongly suggest, if I had it perfect and I was just working out one-on-one with one of you guys, I would absolutely do 1 or 2 of the lifts on the left-hand side, then work my way over to the right-hand side. But again, you guys can do whatever you want. That's kind of the beauty of our setup and what we do. And if you guys ever have questions, then of course, just ask.